Hello there, and welcome to yet again another episode of Fashion Keller. My name is Keller.
My name is Fash.
Yes, indeed. Are you good?
I'm good, bro. Just always cold.
You're ripped out, man.
Nah, bro.
Making me look ordinary up in here.
This is just normal, man.
We are in Kobe Town. This is definitely a very good home. This is my home, actually.
Yeah.
So I love this place, and we're here having another episode that is about reality, like we always do.
Yeah.
But today on the show, you're going to find out our opinions on what is going on around the world. We haven't really discussed much about the reality of the world beyond just living in the UK. We thought, I think it would make sense if we decided to dig deep into, first of all, Africa, and also looking at America and the UK itself and many other areas of the world. First of all, I have to say, a Ugandan. A Ugandan with the from my own homeland is the mayor of New York City.
Yeah, you told me one time that you have interviewed Mamdani.
Yeah. Back in Uganda as a radio presenter, I interviewed him, and this is the time around a movie called Queen of Katwe.
Okay.
And he had recorded music with a producer that I wouldn't say I discovered him, but he's one of the guys that I started with from scratch. Called Hans Tactic, and they did a couple of songs here and there. And we are very glad as Ugandans to have a representative in New York City. Finally,
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Zoran Mamdani, that is the name. And when we talk about that, of course, he has a big rift right now going on with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has been very vocal in the past couple of weeks.
Donald Trump is always vocal with everybody.
But this time around, I think he has targeted Africa in a way as well.
Yeah.
There is a lot that is going on in Nigeria. And I'm not quite sure, because what is going on in Uganda right now is the election process that is happening with the campaigns. Bobby Wine, which I'm pretty sure you know who he is. Bobby Wine is standing against, the long-serving Yoweri Museveni, and he's hoping that he can bring change. And that right there is having a bit of, it's less in the news compared to the other times.
Is it the Ugandan president that have been there for how many years now?
Coming to 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah. Man. Basically, before I was born,
should I be honest with you?
What?
The only thing that will take that man from office is when God calls him. Because I don't think that man will leave that office. If he has spent 40 years in office, it's his birthright at this time.
Are you saying Bobby Wine is wasting time?
Bobby Wine is just whining. Bobby Wine is just whining. To be honest, no offense to Bobby Wine. I'm in great support of Bobby Wine being the president of Uganda, but I'm just saying, if that man has spent 40 years, there are things that he has done, right, that's kept him there.
The structures and stuff.
It's not about structure. It's more about acquisition. It's more about ownership. It's now like, this is mine. Yeah. And I would rather die than to let anyone take this from me. So Bobby Wine cannot whine into that office, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I definitely have a very soft spot for Bobby Wine, considering that it comes from the entertainment industry.
Yeah, same here.
He's been a young guy who has been he's one of the most loved guys actually on the national scene in Uganda and across the borders. Speaking about across the borders, our neighbors of Uganda are Tanzania. Okay. And Tanzania has been having a very tough time recently. With Salam, who is their president. Yeah. And right now they're calling her Idi Amin Mama. And it sounds weird, but there's been a lot of speculations, people losing their lives, incarcerated people. Yeah. There's been so much that has been happening around that, and then they declared her a winner. But the Organization of African Union, I think it was the African Union, they came out and they said that they do not think that her election was legitimate. Credible, but our president was one of the first people to reach out to her and say congratulations. And so much is happening in East Africa. In Kenya, the Gen Zs are the craziest people that you can ever mess with. These guys wanted to leave Kenya and go to Tanzania and fight for the Tanzanians. It's like Ghanaians coming from Ghana and going to Nigeria to fight for. So it's been a very interesting political, the politics right now in Africa especially from where I come
think,
from, are bubbling up.
I think there's just an agenda. I don't know. This is my own opinion. I just feel like there's an agenda because all of a sudden, there've always been chaos around the world, like Western world, and everybody's just killing each other, and just power struggle, tussle of power.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I think Africa has been too peaceful for too long. We need to get them on this side of struggle.
So you think there's external forces?
There's always external forces. Anything war, anything misunderstanding, killings. There's always. I mean, there's some people who would kill people for no reason, just for killing's sake. They're just psychopaths. You understand? But in terms of the political aspect of it, in terms of a country as a whole, right? There's always an agenda. So like, there's a problem going in Sudan right now. Sudan, there's crisis in Sudan. If you have seen the clips that I have seen, and you don't feel nothing, you're dead inside as a human being. You're dead inside as a human being. I have seen people being mutilated. I've seen people being burnt alive, hung on the tree. Do you understand? There's this guy called Abululu, and I heard Abululu.
Wasn't he arrested?
Yeah, I don't think that arrest was a credible arrest. I don't think it's a credible arrest. I think it was just a staged arrest. But Abululu single-handedly boasts on social media or on live TikTok or whatever that he has unalived over 2,000 people. That's not a human being. You cannot take another man's life and think you are a human being. You're not a human being. You're just a demon.
That's why I wonder where the external, pressure would come from, or the external influence would come from. Because I feel like some of these people are just naturally animals, in the sense of they have issues. These issues stem from religion itself. They stem. Definitely. So religion would have to be external when it comes to Africa, but then also tribal issues that are basically from the long wars that have happened for centuries. So are you saying that there is some sort of a trampoline from the external forces that helps those issues come alive? Or is it that they are just happening and then the external forces take advantage of that? I don't know.
It's a two-way thing. You do have a point sometimes, because in communities, even at workplace, at whatever, we do have misunderstanding here and there. That makes us humans. We have misunderstanding to have understanding of each other. So that we can understand better, grasp what makes you happy, what you don't like, what I like, just that bit. Right. But in terms of Sudan, right, I think it is sponsored, right, allegedly sponsored by the UAE. I don't know if I should be using the word allegedly, or I should be certainty. But I wouldn't say certainly, because I haven't physically experienced it. So I'll say allegedly sponsored by the UAE. They are sponsoring the RSF, who used to be like a paramilitary sect of the Sudanese government, and they are sponsoring these people to commit genocide. Why? Is because of gold. The UAE supplies 90%. They have 90% of Sudanese gold, pure Sudanese gold, and they have no gold. They don't have no gold mines in the UAE, and they have 90% of the Sudanese gold, and there's something happening. And people have seen lots of weapons that have been shipped to Sudan that carries the name and the brand of the UAE. Right?
I would think so, and I agree that assumption comes up. And I would say that if I say that I want to buy something that you have, but then you use the money that I give you to buy weapons of mass destruction or whatever it is, and then use those not to defend yourself but to commit atrocities, I don't have anything to play in that part. Like, for example,
I'll disagree with you, because in this situation, they are not only they're not buying it.
They're supplying it.
No, they're taking it. They're killing it. It's have you seen this movie Blood Diamond? So this is blood gold. Do you understand? It's like killing people, causing unrest in their society just to get out all of that resources. And that takes me down to what's happening in Nigeria. You understand? I'm not saying there's not insecurity in Nigeria right now. There've been killings. There's killing everywhere in the world, but they've been killing, and by the Boko Haram, right? Of which one of the former head of state or the president of Nigeria said, if any insurgency, if any issues happened in that country for more than 24 hours, the government has a hand in it. Oh, wow. The government is aware, because there's no way the government won't be able to go and get these people out. They know where they are. They know where they are, and they're not doing anything about it. So there are killings of both Christians and there are killings of both Muslim. Right? But Trump has just said he's going to come and save, and save. He said it will be swift and sweet. Okay.
But then, if you look at Trump from saying that, a lot of people, from my perspective, a lot of people will come in and say that he has actually gone and helped the Israel-Palestine situation. He's also heavily involved in solving the Russia and Ukraine situation. He is what you would call a peacemaker. And so if he is actually coming in to do that, he's making himself what you would call a wild peacemaker.
What country has America gotten involved in or gotten involved with that has remained the same? Has Iraq remained the same after they said there was weapon of mass destruction?
No.
Has Libya, after Muammar Gaddafi was killed, now it's a slave trade route right now in Libya. Libya is a no-go area. It's bad. It's down bad. What about what do they call it? In fact, all of the countries that that America has been in has never remained the same. They've never recovered from it. So I'm not saying if the intentions was going to be clean, if someone like maybe even the UK and say, oh, we're coming to save Nigeria, probably as UK is one of the colonies, Nigeria is one of the colonies of the UK. I'll be like, oh, okay, do you understand? Okay, the UK, okay, they're coming to help. But America, bro, I've not seen any country that America has been in, have gone into, that has remained the same. They never remain the same.
So let me ask you this. If they don't get involved, then no one gets involved, and the atrocities keep happening, then who should actually stop those? Because it can't be that the governments really care at this point. And are you saying that they are the ones who are curating these atrocities and then coming in disguising themselves as helpers to take advantage of what is on ground? Because that's the allegation is what I feel like it is.
The thing is, Nigerian government is very corrupt. Right? I mean, we have corrupt governments all over the world.
Everywhere.
But Nigerian government have a degree and a master's, a PhD in corruption. And this is because Nigerians as a whole they are very laid back when it comes to just taking things to their hands. Do you understand? Like, oh yeah, we want change. They want to change things. They're just used to suffer. Nigerians are used to suffer. Like something you're not okay with, right? Like, we complain, you whine about it, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, and you just start living with it. You just decide, oh, you know what, we'll be fine, let's adjust. There was hike in the petroleum system, like the gas system. They accepted it. There was hike in everything. There was problems with election, they accepted it. So obviously the Nigerian government will be like, okay, that means we can just do whatever we like. And trust me, there's money in insecurity. If like the NGOs in Nigeria say, oh, let's create more unrest, let's create more chaos in this place so we can get more foreign aid. Because once the peace ends, the money stop coming. You understand? So the peace will never end, because obviously if there's insecurity, there'll be more budget for arms for the government. There'll be more there'll be more aids coming from foreign countries and NGOs trying to help in. To say, oh, okay, let's solve this problem. Oh, there'll be more money coming in. Like, oh, people are suffering, people are dying. But when people stop dying and when people stop suffering, then automatically it becomes no more problem.
I completely get that. I'll use my country as an example. Uganda is one of the first or one of the only countries to come out, for example, and propose what you'd call the anti-homosexuality bill.
Okay.
And this was very controversial. A lot of Ugandans that I know on ground
Yeah.
did not agree with this situation because they believe in equality. They believe in everyone living them, on their own terms.
Yeah.
As long as you don't bring things out in the public and do all that, you obey the cultures and the tribes and everything.
Yeah.
But ever since they did that, the World Bank pulled out. So many foreign aid, projects ended. America literally came out, and I think at the time it was Joe Biden. He came out and they said, "We're not going to deal with Uganda if it's doing this kind of stuff." And the president stated, "Is like, we actually don't need you." But yeah, and then Vladimir Putin, and many other people from Asia came in now and they supported Uganda. But then the thing is, they now come out and they say that you're always going to need aid. And when you get aid from China, then China is going to come and take over your property. They're going to come and they'll say, we're going to take care of this particular port. But then the returns are very expensive. That the only other way is to put that same port as the security, which they're going to take at some point. And so they end up taking over many other areas. They talked about how the airport was being sold off and all these things, because at the end of the day, you need to get some aid. Africa needs to get some aid. I don't know if that is the case of
aid makes people poorer. The person who always says, give me, would at some point become very, very, very
it's a begging mentality.
There's a word I'm trying to get. Will become very, in fact, dependent. That's not the word I want to use, but let me just use the word dependent. We're very dependent on that aid. Oh, aid is going to come. There's no need for me to work. Aid is going to come. I don't need to develop. Aid is going to come. If you're always thinking like I'm going to get handouts every time, development will never come. And let me tell you something very interesting. The people who donate to charity, the billionaires who donate to charity, they get more back. They get richer.
Because of not paying taxes.
Not paying taxes on it. So the money kind of comes back to them. So they're just giving you, you're eating, you're laid back, you're sleeping, you're not trying to work, right? So they're getting richer. You're becoming dependent. Right?
So it's a machine.
It's a machine. So it's aid is good for people who need it to solve and develop themselves immediately, but sending aid continuously, do you understand, cripples a country. Everyone's got their own opinion, but that's my own opinion on that.
I believe that there needs to be a global solution to things that are happening on the global grounds of Africa, of Asia, of Europe, and of Americas, because it's not like America as a general, and I'm not saying just the USA, but I'm talking about North America, South America. There are people that are struggling. In Jamaica, they just recently had that crazy hurricane and they need help.
That's the kind of aid. That's the kind of aid that
they
love.
They say that if you put the aid there, then you're still going to take over something. Like at the end of the day, there is a negative tonation, and I'm not saying that you're spraying a negative tonation on it, but there's a negative idea, or I would say mentality, towards aid and towards helping people on the ground scene, that kind of makes it seem like everyone that says I'm going to come and help, then you looked at like an opportunist. And I feel like, and I'm not saying that America is clean or anything of the sort, but if America can come and help whatever situation is happening in Sudan, or you can come and help whatever situation is happening in Nigeria, it wouldn't be such a bad thing if they actually came and they did the work and they put the killings to the end. Because these killings,
I'm with you.
They're killing people. They're taking advantage of people. Yes, we're saying that, oh, you're coming, you want to stop this, and then you can supply arms, and then maybe make government corrupt officials richer, take over some land, take over, the natural minerals and things like that. And I'm thinking, no, the issue is people are dying, and people need to stop dying. Number one, the wars need to actually end. Political insecurity needs to come to an end. All this stuff that is happening, I'll give you an example. In Uganda, during the 2021 elections, there was a lot of political instability. Police itself was actually captured by the BBC, and they were shooting at people, literally shooting at normal civilians and killing some people in the long run. All this because they were trying to stop what you'd call what is this?
Police brutality?
Not necessarily police brutality. They were trying to stop what you'd call mass protests.
Okay.
So that, because mass protests are almost impossible to handle in Africa nowadays.
Yeah.
It's how Sudan shut down. It's how all these other areas. So they're trying to stop that. But at the end of the day, people died. And what I'm seeing with this current election that is ongoing is that the police have actually held back. And it's because of the discussions that maybe they've had within them.
Yeah.
But there's definitely been media that comes out and says you need to actually stop doing this. We're seeing this. The European Union comes and says we've been seeing how this is happening. The United Nations come and says we've been seeing how this is happening and we need this to stop. Now, when you talk about the fact that that cannot happen with support of the global forces,
Yeah.
me personally, I feel like at the end of the day we're limiting ourselves. Not that I am supporting them to just come and take over the stuff,
Yeah.
but we cannot make ourselves limited in cocoons, in small cocoons.
Yeah.
We need to allow global solutions to actually happen.
Yeah.
That's what I personally feel. And I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not one of those people who says, no, allow the aid to keep happening. But aid, in many times, I grew up in the 1980s. I will tell you this. I grew up seeing a big can of oil written on USA oil. And that is what me and my mother used to use to cook for years. We grew up on baked beans and baked and canned beef. And this was coming from Germany, coming in from Europe itself. And this is what we actually ate after the wars in Uganda.
Yeah.
And I grew up seeing all these things. I grew up seeing made in China everywhere. So I'm saying that there is a need for aid, but it needs to probably have a limit. Maybe we need to be aware,
or a cause,
that needs
like
to be there.
a certain cause.
But if I see people dying and I see a foreign president come and says, you people are not doing anything, we're coming to stop the war. Maybe his wording, which is it's going to be short and sweet, might come off very disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, that's Trump.
But that's where I come from.
The thing is, if Trump would have been, if he's had like a track record of, I've gone there, I stopped it, boom, to the next one, I've gone there, stopped it, they're striving, and everything is good with the countries that he's left, then I wouldn't have any, other thoughts about it. I'll be excited because obviously people do need help.
But Trump has been the only president who has not started a war, actually. America, as a general aesthetic, has actually created wars. If anything, Barack Obama, yes, it's
the aftermath. I'm not even saying if he has started. It's my concern. I'm not saying I don't want America to help or any foreign country to come help and solve a problem. I want people to stop dying. I don't want people to die. I'm from there. I love it. Do you understand? I'm from Nigeria. I love my country. It's dear to my heart. My family, my mom is there. My dad is there. But I'm saying, I'm just concerned of the if there's something behind. Do you understand? If there's an ulterior motive behind coming to help all of a sudden out of the blue, Nigeria. Do you understand? Because there's some certain things that have gone into play right now in Nigeria. Nigeria's joined BRICS, right? BRICS with Russia, India, and some other countries, world power, Brazil, and the rest of them. Nigeria right now has gotten some certain currency exchange with China, right? Of which I think Nigerians can actually trade with the naira instead of using the dollar.
Oh wow, that's a big deal.
Nigeria has now we're the like third or fourth. I'm not too certain of the third or fourth oil producing country in the world. Do you understand? We've got oil. We've got minerals. We've got a lot of things actually. And Nigeria started refining its own petroleum, our own oil. We're refining our own oil. We're not sending it to America again. So we have ours. We even have Dangote. Dangote right now is exporting oil to America. Do you understand? So I can I can keep telling you things that have actually changed. That doesn't work in the favor of America. So that just raises my suspicion. I'm like,
I mean, I hear what you're saying because obviously, Was this still recording?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying, and obviously I'm not saying or downplaying the idea that some of these people can come in and take advantage of the situation. I think that there is a very close connection between people saying that there are atrocities happening in South Sudan. There is political instability happening in Tanzania. There is obviously overrule in areas like Cameroon and Uganda and all these things. And then these, what you would say, global powers come in and say that, oh, listen, we're coming to solve the situation. Maybe that needs to stop. Maybe because my president, President Museveni, is a very popular man when he came to say, we don't need you. We do not need you because you don't understand what we are. You don't understand our cultures. We know who we are. We know our background. We know where we are going. As a matter of fact, I feel like, he said, I feel like we know more about you than you know more about us. You're not our enemies, but you cannot come here and sort of do this satellite thing of looking at us like we don't know what we are doing. We actually know what we are doing. So we need you to work with us than coming to save us. And I feel like there shouldn't be a problem if
we're always looked at as we're always looked at as people who were saved.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll tell you for a fact, my grandfather was a contractor. Which is my father's father.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I know you know a grandfather. I'm just trying to emphasize on it.
Yeah.
He was a contractor. I've got a picture of him. Right? This was years before I was born. Right? This was during still when Britain came in there. Before they came in, he was doing business. Before the British people came in, he was already doing business. And he learned that from his father. Right?
Yeah.
So he had bicycles. He had some things that he was already, trading. He was doing some certain things at that time.
Yeah.
Right. Probably with people from foreign currency, foreign countries. They're already importing or something. There was a trade. So that got me thinking. Is like, okay, they said we came in and we fixed your country. We did this. We brought this. What was my grandfather doing? Who taught my grandfather how to trade?
Yeah.
Who taught my father to be? He wasn't educated Western education. He's got local education. There's normal moral education that we have in our community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when your president said you don't know us, I feel like they don't really know us. Do you understand? They don't really know us that much.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So come talk to us. Say, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. Let's be equal.
Propose solutions.
Yeah, propose solutions.
Than being the solution.
Yes, I'm coming to say I'm dictating, and this is what I want to do in your community. This is what I want to do in your society.
Yeah.
Right. So that doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think there's also going to be people that will take advantage of that because they'll say, all right, cool. We don't need this guy, so we can run and take advantage of, like earlier you say, there's a lot of corruption that is ongoing, and they say we're not going to be accountable to anyone, and so we're going to do whatever it is that we want. So there needs to definitely be the ICC, the African Union, if it's even important at this moment, or the United Nations need to come and be strict on some of these laws and ways to live around the world, not necessarily live in Africa, but how to live around the world.
There's a very sad reality in this life is there are some people who are above the law in this world, right? There's a lot of people who are above the law. There are some countries and some power who are above the law in this world, right? The only person that topples them is God, right? As God has given us free will to do what we want to do, right? And a lot of people now are abusing that power. There are people controlling the world. There are people controlling how we see the world. There are people controlling war. There are people controlling the lives and living and death of people in this world. I mean, everything is all approved by God because God has given us that free will. So you can do what you want to do. It's not going to stop you. It's not going to influence what you're going to do. I've given you that free will. Do what you want to do. But I'm saying it's a sad reality that some people are above the law. The law doesn't count. Even the UN can't even stop them. The UN, the ECOWAS, Economic Committee of West African States, United Nations, name it. They are above the law. The United Nations can only just come, call an emergency meeting, have a conversation, make a Facebook status, have a community talk or whatever, and nothing change. These people continue doing what they want to do, continue signing off and doing whatever they want to do. It doesn't stop. So it's a reality that I've come to live with, and now I've accepted it, and I'm like, this is how this life has been designed.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I'm just living my life, my brother.
I don't know what you guys think, but obviously it's a very interesting, outlook into how the world is working. And I think being from Africa, you empathize because you look at the world out there working normally.
Yeah.
And you're looking at functionality everywhere that you are, especially when you're living in the UK or the US or Canada or whatever. And then you look back into your country and you say, I wish this could be changed. I wish this could be changed. But then again, you're contradicted with the fact that you don't want the same people that run this area to go and run that area. You want people to wake up. You want people to realize their abilities and capabilities. So I don't know what you guys actually think about this, but feel free to comment, like and share. Obviously, this is definitely not a political conversation.
Yeah, it's an opinionated conversation. Yeah, it's my opinion.
Sitting room conversation.
I'm not sitting in Kobe conversation.
Yeah, we're not activists on pretty much anything. We're not. I'm very apolitical as a person.
Yeah,
I like to believe that many solutions need to come forward. I don't like to believe that there's one pathway to doing things.
Yeah,
and so I'm very apolitical, and I think this conversation needs to be held as well in your homes and in your offices, and we see what the best way forward can actually be in making sure that Africa, but the whole world as well, is living harmoniously.
Yeah. Peace and love. Peace and love each other.
Yep.
Stop killing each other.
Indeed.
Let's stop hating each other. We have more in common
than we have in difference. So
yeah.
Be peaceful. We'll check you out on the next episode. Peace out.